Alright, so this started as a class project, and I'm really sick, so I don't sound 8, but I do sound sick. And there's no music. I apologize. But here it is. Jefferson was a speculated atheist, wrote his own Bible sans the religious aspect, based it all on morality, and that's how the fuck we founded this country. So tell me, please, how their gender matters when I'm on my knees. Where do you fit into this equation, and whatever happened to the separation of church and state, and why are my civil rights coming so late, and who the fuck supported Prop hate, and why does it matter who Constance takes as a date, and why the fuck can't Oak be my king? Hasn't your beloved Bible taught you anything? Don't you know the golden rule, how you treat me is how I treat you? So please, all my Catholics, do me a favor. Save your hatred and ignorance for later. And for Lent, stop being a dick. Stop giving a fuck who gets hitched. And the God I know loves everyone, and I'm pretty sure it was said by his son, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. So, hey haters, leave us homos alone. When I lie with another, signs up, do not disturb. All your contortions of God's words are perturbed, because you know that's not what he meant. You say we'll go to hell, but it's you who will lament. Just like Hazel Bryan at Little Rock 9. And hey, Supreme Court, while you're taking your sweet-ass time, I get it, democracy means leave it to the vote. But TJ and the others came over on a boat to deliver themselves from religious persecution and establish equality among this union. So tell me, how is it that I'm lesser than, just because I have no desire to marry a man? And how is it an atheist man and an atheist woman can be allowed into this religious institution forever together under this sacred union, but you have the nerve to turn away and reject the devoutest of Catholics because they're of the same sex? And the God I know loves everyone, and I'm pretty sure it was said by his son, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. So, hey haters, leave us homos alone. Where in the Bible does God condemn us? Oh, you want to cite Leviticus? That's a holiness code for Israeli priests. What does this mean? It's not applicable to him, her, here, thee, or me. See, its creation was an instance of circumstance. Would you still stone children who disobey the parents? See, that's an overarching law, not only for Israeli priests, but for all. And do you refrain from football? It's made from the skin of a pig, which God had forbid, but you Confederate rednecks still congregate around your TV sets each week on the day of rest to get rowdy and watch the underdog cause the upset. You shine your guns and hunt for sport, but do you recall when food was short and Jesus fed many with 2 fish and 1 loaf of bread? In fact, do you know anything the Bible really says, or do you always just default to voting red? You say it's unnatural, you say it's a sin, but wasn't Jesus tight with Mary Magdalene, and wasn't it also immoral to be engaged in prostitution? And the God I know loves everyone, and I'm pretty sure it was said by his son, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. So, hey haters, leave us homos alone. And hey parents, don't you want your kids to have gym? Aren't you aware most female teachers of physical education also double as lesbians? And hey Sarah Palin, this one's for you. You could really benefit from a dude who likes dudes, because you need to rid yourself of that awful updo. LGBTQ, etc., letter alphabet soup. There's room for everyone, we're all inclusive, yet marriage has to be exclusive. Let's go back to the golden rule. How you treat me is how I treat you. We have an A for ally and a couple of Q's, and according to Kinsey, one of them is you. And the God I know loves everyone, and I'm pretty sure it was said by his son, let he who's without sin cast the first stone. So, hey haters, leave us homos alone. TJ gave me the right to pursue happiness, right to life and liberty, and a group of right wings has the authority to deprive me of all 3, which reminds me, how many LGBTQ youth attempt suicide? 1 in every 3. And as we've seen quite recently, a lot of those attempts are executed quite successfully. Together for 40 years, and Steve isn't included in Jim's plan for medical care? Tell me, how the fuck is that fair? Where's the justice, the liberty? Aren't all men born equal and free? And then you try to prohibit me from being happy? You bully, you injure, you murder and exclude chicks who like chicks and dudes who like dudes. Well, I'm here to let you know we won't back down. I'm asking every 1 in 10 and our allies to stand their ground. America is a nation of diversity. Minority groups make up this country. You wouldn't be you if I wasn't me. No longer American, you'd be a different identity. You want oppression? Go to the Middle East. You hate gays? Go to Abu Dhabi. But listen, fuckers, just so you know, I refuse to make my fellow American my foe. I'll be like God and show you some pity for being so ignorant and silly. I don't hate you, not at all. How can I hate someone who thinks the key to happiness is in another's downfall? You can try to oppress me, but it won't work, because unlike you, I'm not a jerk. I find happiness in others' success. I don't derive pleasure from others' distress. So while you're busy making sure we can't adopt you mothers or fathers, I'll sneak in the back door and sleep with all of your daughters. And the God I know loves everyone, and I'm pretty sure it was said by his son, let he who's without sin cast the first stone. So, hey haters, leave us homos alone. You say God's punishing us with the gay disease AIDS, but wait, doesn't that make cancer the heterosexual plague? So please make a case, because right now I just hear a whole lot of kumbaya and amazing fucking grace. Maybe we should do a bedroom check on straight couples, and everyone who isn't doing it missionary is in trouble, because sex is all about procreation, hence Sodom's devastation. But for all you Bible thumpers, I'd like to point out, never die homos, Jesus did shout. In fact, Sodom fell because of its many vices. Gluttony greed, but not because men didn't have wives and had anal sex instead. But surely you know this because the Bible you've read, because you like to throw scripture in my face. Now go do your fucking research and get the fuck out this place. And until you understand the context of the Bible's words, stop twisting them to fit the ideals of your ignorant herds. Stay the fuck out of my bedroom, stay the fuck out of my face. Golden rule, deny me my civil rights, get the fuck out the United States.